Hello and welcome to another interview. Today we have Dr. Hugo Caffaratti. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So we're here today to talk about a very different subject, which again is magic, but it's also something more than just magic. It's psychology. Well, I'll let you do the talking. So let's start with you.
Yeah.
How did you get into magic? How did you get into this?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's basically all is the same. It's magic. I do neuroscience, the neuroscience of magic, basically. What we try is to understand a little bit what happens in the brain when we perceive an illusion, when we perceive a magic effect. So this is the resume, basically, of what I do. And it was actually magic that put me into the world of neuroscience, because I come from a totally different background. I did engineering and other stuff, but all my life doing magic, practicing, studying magic with mentors, professors, etc. And one day, I realized that it's all about the brain, basically, and there are many things going on there, and I wanted to know more. I wanted to discover what really, more than discover, to understand what really happens there. And this is why I started to do my little research, and I found a lab here in England that they were interested in also knowing what happened there. And this is why. This is when officially I start doing research with magic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And did you start that, obviously not in England, was this in Italy? Or?
No, so actually in Barcelona is where I did
Okay.
my careers and engineering and all that. But then I moved to England just to study that. When I found an opportunity to do this research here, I flew and I started and I moved to England, yeah.
And how long have you been here for?
So already since 2012. Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
And you're a member of the Magic Circle, because
I am, yes.
Before we started this interview, you were talking about the memories that were here at this very stage. So just behind where we're sitting, this is where the people do their exams to join in the Magic Circle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That great memories. Great memories. Sorry. Yeah, I was very scared actually, because I always heard about the Magic Circle. You are in Spain and we have our society, of course, and very good as well. But you always hear and read stories about the Magic Circle, and when you are actually here with your cards, you are like, oh my God,
And especially performing to so many magicians, it's quite nerve-wracking.
Oh yes.
So we met. Well, we've seen each other.
Yes.
For many years, but we've actually met properly at the Magic Bar.
Yep.
Last week. So you came down with your father and your partner.
My family basically. It was a fantastic experience. And we saw you performing.
Thank you.
That magic that you dream of, Yeah.
Well, this is not about me, but it's about you. So, but thank you. It's very kind. So, would you say mentalism is more for what you do, or do you do other things also?
No, I actually do. I always was more focused in close-up magic, basically, and inside close-up magic. What I did is card magic. Okay, this was my specialty, basically. All these years, for more or less 20 years, I've been doing this with professors, first in Spain, from Barcelona, and lately with a great friend who is Armando Lucero. Mm-hmm. He is my good friend, and I'm blessed with his friendship. He's a genius, he's a scientist in what he does. I mean, he knows everything about everything he does, and it's fantastic. I can say that he's the only person that I can talk about magic and neuroscience like deeply, and get lost in hours and hours of conversations. He's fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic person and fantastic magician. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I heard a lot about him, Armando Lucero. I've never met the guy, but I've heard so much about him. So maybe one day I would love to meet him. So you said you've got a book, or do you have shows that you do? Where could people see what you do?
Yeah. So basically, I'm giving talks all the time when talks about the neuroscience. But what I do is, in order to explain neuroscience and to explain some processes in the brain, how attention works, or how memory works, or how decision making works, sometimes I use some little tricks to put as an example, to show as an example. Mm-hmm. Never explain the secrets, because it's just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, and people can get quickly the idea that sometimes it's hard otherwise. Yeah.
So where could people see these talks?
I've been doing it lately in the Welcome collection, this amazing exposition we had. So I gave like, I don't know how many, 8, 10 talks there.
Oh, nice.
So I'm all the time, I have my webpage, is brainjig.com.
Which we're going to put the links in the description below.
Basically, there you can find where I'm going to be and the times and everything, and where I'm going to give a talk or something like that. Yeah.
So one last question before we leave is, how do the person watching at home, and if they're interested in neuroscience and mentalism, is there any sources that you could recommend, any books that you could recommend if they want to get into this kind of work?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of books written not specifically about the scientific study of magic, but we have in the magic literature many amazing books that were actually the ones that put me inside the neuroscience of magic. For example, all the books of Arturo de Ascanio. The way he describes the structure of magic and how to compose magic, and I mean, you find there amazing stuff that you can actually start understanding what is going on in the brain. No, for example, transit actions. Well, so many things that amazing stuff that he explained. So, for example, if you start reading those books, you can little by little start saying, "Oh, that's incredible." So, if I do a transit action, then the secret is covered. Or so, how to cover the secret not only physically with your hands, but psychologically.
Yeah.
So there are many. We have, don't look outside. In the magic literature, we have lots of stuff related to psychology and the brain. You need to just know how to read them and to find them, right? But Ascanio for sure. And this is what That's
great advice. It's just good to hear something so different on this channel when most of their videos are mainly friends of mine who do that kind of close-up magic, is what 90% of the magicians do. But what you do is very different, and I think it's a very good source for anyone, whether you're doing stage or close-up, to use this kind of work. And if you understand what people think, it will just make your magic a little better.
Absolutely, yes. The only thing is that we need to go, what I always say in this research, we need to go a little bit further to go inside the brain to understand the processes, because sometimes we stop at the statistics. You know, we say, okay, people don't see this, but they see more this. Okay, when I read this to magicians, they say, I knew that already. I don't need to read the numbers. And this is not more true because I know the statistics now. I knew that for many years of experience. We need to give them something else to actually apply the knowledge of the brain to make better compositions every time. I mean, this is my interest in this research.
That's fantastic. There we go. That's a great interview. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you, Brendan.
And well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.